Here's the problem. You think you have a great movie idea, but you just don't know how to begin. I have good news and bad news. The good news is, in this video, I'm going to start writing and developing a movie idea that I have. That's right, I'm starting a real movie idea from scratch. And it's an idea that I believe in. Here's the bad news. I am not a professional writer or a teacher, and I am not here to tell you if you have a good movie idea or not. I'm just going to write and share my process, and as I do that, I'm going to be giving you practical steps that you can use and encouraging you to write along with me. That's it. I am hoping that some of you will find this helpful. And here's the best part. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to criticize you. As a matter of fact, you can judge me and criticize me all you want. I already know that I'm not the best writer, and I've already mentioned that I'm not a teacher. Maybe seeing me go through this process will give you the courage you need to write. Before we begin, please let me make it clear that I'm not saying this is the only way to begin writing a story. I'm just going to be sharing my process for the idea that I have, and again, I hope it helps. One other thing I have to mention to be fully transparent, you are on the Story Questions YouTube channel, and I will be using the book to help me write. That's where I'll be grabbing some questions. I will probably transform some of the questions, and I'm probably going to use some of my own questions as well. Almost ready to get started. Let me first share some parameters that I've set up for myself. This is just going to take a moment. These are the parameters I use to help me identify the idea that I want to work on. Again, this isn't much, but it helped me. Here we go. I want to work on a story that has some inspiration to it. I want it to be a positive story, and I want to feel a personal connection to it. I feel like there can never be enough uplifting stories. Those are my parameters. Let me say them again. I want to work on a story that has some inspiration to it. I want it to be a positive story, and I want to feel a personal connection to it. I feel like there can never be enough uplifting stories. There you have it. This gives me a box that I can play in. I know I can be creative within that box. And that's where I'm going to start. So the first question, what do you want from your story? I'm going to write this down. So what do you want from your story? Go ahead, take a moment, answer this question for yourself. Think about it. What do you want from your story? Again, in my case, I want to feel a personal connection, and I want the story to be uplifting and inspiring. For you, maybe you want to scare people, maybe you want to make them laugh, maybe you want to take them on an adventure, maybe you are trying to figure out something about life. Maybe you want to give voice to the voiceless, maybe it's an image. Maybe there are emotions you have about something that you want to put into a story. It can be a little or a lot, whatever it is, go ahead and write it down. Seriously, I want you to try it. It's these moments after I give you one of these questions, this is where it could be beneficial to possibly pause the video. I'm hoping you'll write the question down, and then not just the question, but also your answer. All right, great. So now we each know what we want from our story. I've given you what I want from my story, sort of these parameters that I set for myself. And I'm hoping that you've done the same on your end. Just whatever comes to mind. Like I said, it kind of gives you a box to play in. Now I'm ready to share my idea. Here are the first ideas that I have, and you can call this my original spark. So here we go. The main character is a single mother. She has a son that's in his late teens, and for some reason she wants to open a business to help her son. I'm not sure what the business is yet. I don't know much about the mother or the son. I just know that this is an inspiring story about a single mother who loves her son, and she starts a business. And the business is more for her son than it is for herself. That's it. That's all I have to start with. That's my idea. I have two characters. I know I want the mom to be the protagonist. I know there is a business. And I know the mom loves her son very much, and that this is something that she's doing for him. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to actually title this. I'm going to title this change this document, change it to mother and son business story. So there you go. All right, we're gonna change that there. All right, so I just changed that. All right, cool. Let me quickly go back to our first question and see if my idea fits within the parameters that I created. So if I go up here and I go, what do you want from this story? My parameters that I came up with, I want to work on a story that has some inspiration to it. I want it to be a positive story and I want to feel a personal connection to it. I feel like there can never be an uplifting story. So if I look at that, what I have there, and then if I come down and see my idea, I see single mother, I see she's doing this, she wants to create a business for her son. I can definitely see where I can make this an inspirational story. I think it can be a positive story. So yeah, absolutely. And in terms of personal connection, me personally, I was raised by a single mom. And so I can definitely relate to this story. And that's something that, I want to work on something that I have that personal connection to. Now it's your turn. I want you to write this question down and answer it. So here's my next question. What do I already know about my story? I gave you my idea. This is my idea right here. And so now I'm asking you, what do I already know about my story? I've just given you everything I know about my story, and now it's your turn. I'm not asking you to share it with me or with anyone. I'm just asking you to write it down for yourself. No one's here to judge you. And I want you to write down as many ideas as you can. Just keep writing. Whatever characters come to mind, whatever scenes, whatever images, whatever pieces to the puzzle, it doesn't matter if it's silly, just go ahead and write it all down. Take as much time as you like. Now isn't the time to be precious, it's the time to write. Please pause the video and write. Okay, welcome back. I hope you were able to get a lot of your thoughts down. Here's a quick test. Did everything that you just wrote down, for me, this is everything I wrote down here. So did everything, this answer here, does this align with what you wrote here? Is it lining up? I'm not necessarily saying it all needs to line up perfectly right now, but it is sort of an interesting way to check yourself in what you're writing. To say, okay, this is what I want from my story, and then these are the ideas that I have so far, and just to see, is it all tracking? So there we go. All right, so we both have our ideas, we have our foundation here. So from here on out, I'm going to be writing with you in real time. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using some story questions along with my own questions, and I'm going to do my best to sort of write and think my story out loud as I go along. You can continue to follow me in my process. You can compare and contrast. You can also, if you're tired of hearing me already, you can mute me and just simply focus on your writing and just answer the questions as I post them. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is that when I put up questions, please write them down and answer them yourself. That's what this whole video is all about.